Hello and welcome to Oak Moon Tarot. My name is Katie. I'll be your reader for today. I'm here to channel a divine message for you to help guide you on your highest path, on your journey towards harmony, peace, balance, all the good stuff. Okay. On this channel we work closely with the moon and the phase that it's in and the sign, the zodiac sign that it is in. And right now it is past the new moon energy. We just had a new moon in Sagittarius, and now the moon is in Capricorn. So I'm happy because my sun is in Capricorn, and it gives me this little extra boost because Pluto is no longer in Capricorn and it's now in Aquarius, and I have felt that shift because my Capricorn tendencies, my masculine, has been very burnt out recently in the past year. Tangent. Okay. Let's get into the cards. Let's see what wants to come through. 111. Earlier I pulled out magic cards and the spirit card. You know, I'm just gonna pull it out. It's right here. Oh. Cool. I didn't realize that it had a back on it, but this is the spirit card. It was out on my desk. I was working with that energy, and I feel like it wants to stay out. Okay, like this is straight up spirit's presence. It's a reminder that we're not alone, that we're working in tandem with spirit, if you so choose to, or whatever. But something about, like, yeah, you're flying, like you have wings. You are like up in the mountains. I have a mountain card here too. With my little Capricorn goat. Okay, maybe there's some Capricorns hanging out today. Good to see you. Happy that you're here. Anyway, something about like you have wings. Yeah, and there are some hills here that this depiction of spirit is hanging out over with the stars in the background, which I love because we're always like looking at the stars in astrology in tandem with the tarot, which is kind of the way spirit communicates. Before I forget, there was a back to this card that I didn't realize was there, and it says, explore a new world with the shadow more. Interesting. Shadow more. More, isn't that kind of like a swamp? And the shadow video I just did, we were working with the swamp card and the shadow. Interesting. Okay, explore a new world. As we come upon the new year, yeah, there's like a huge new beginning because we're stepping into the year 10. It's no longer 9, which was hardship and hard and some more hard sprinkled on top, but now it's a new beginning. And with the 111 catching my eye earlier and the spirit card, it's like we are definitely working in alignment with the divine, your spirit guides, your higher self, your inner power. Okay, we're working with magic cards here. I'm so glad it came out. This was also another card that was there with the spirit card before I started the reading, and I put them back in. I was like, I'm gonna start with new energy, whatever. Demystify. This is really good. It says demystify, with this guy holding a foggy aura. Hold on, Kake. And it says, destroy target enchantment. The truth will outshine all lies. That's really interesting. Maybe you're working with some sort of truth or somebody else's truth. Maybe you're trying to discern what is the truth, what is your truth, because it is different for everybody. What you believe is what you perceive. Yeah. That's what I wanted to say. What you believe is what you perceive, and that's how you create your reality. I love working with this magic card, and I just noticed that there's actually 2 blue cards that came out. Information dealer. Yeah, the truth. Information dealer. Okay. Interesting. It says 1 wizard is a suspect, 2 wizards are a conspiracy. And they're working together here, and they're like working undercover. And they're kind of like passing along this information. in the middle of a crowd. Maybe you're meeting somebody who has something to share when it comes to belief systems. Oh, that's okay. These are two wizards here. These are both wizard creatures. Okay. Creature, human wizard, creature, wizard. Okay. This one says Sage of okay, hold on. Epiter. I'm gonna say Epiter. Sage of Epiter. Interesting. Oh, okay. It says clairvoyance across Dominaria. I guess that's we could just put this into a framework of maybe the world. Okay, our world. Clairvoyance across the world. We're driven mad by the overload from the widening time rifts, while other random folk gained the gift of future sight. This is really cool. Because as the frequency of the earth rises, as more and more people awaken and seek enlightenment and start working with their shadow and their spiritual self, and they're healing their inner child and just doing all of this spiritual work and spiritual slash emotional work with the water here. The water can symbolize the spiritual, or aka the emotional world, because that's what working with your spirit is your light body, your emotions. Okay, so like your body has these receptors, like antennas, and you feel emotions with your body, but it's like you're picking up on the signals from your light body, which is not in the physical, but it is still, like, we can't see it, but you know, we only see like a tiny little spectrum of light on the entire scale spectrum. Okay, but trying not to get off into too many tangents. As the earth is healing, okay, through all of the people who are doing their own work. Please wait. Okay, no. You need to be a little bit more patient, please. Okay, I will feed you in 5 minutes. Thank you. Sorry about that. More and more people are coming to realize that we all have the capability of tapping into our spiritual gifts. Okay, whether it's like psychic gifts or intuition, opening up your third eye, seeing past the illusions, becoming more in tune with not only your own emotions but other people's emotions, and that's where the term clairvoyancy comes in, or clairvoyant. Clairvoyance. It says clairvoyants were driven mad by the overload from the widening time rifts. And that's another thing too, is us empaths, clairvoyants, or you know, whatever you want to call yourself. I feel like we all have this aspect within us. Some identify more with it than others, or some people have different terms, or maybe no terms at all. They just think it's part of being human, which, yeah, it is. But it's part of the empath's journey, right? Learning how to not absorb everything at once and kind of have your own barriers, which reminds me, I'm so glad. Okay, yeah, it says go with the flow. Everything is like tying together now. I had a download the other day. I wrote it in my phone notes. working with the feminine and masculine energies here. This was like a direct message from Spirit. Okay, I heard it clear as day. It just hit me and I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I wrote it down. That's how the downloads happen, you know. It says, the feminine must have boundaries in order to be balanced, just as the masculine must have restraint. So when we're talking about feminine energy, we're talking about the receptive energy, the empathic ability is very receptive, right? And like an antenna receives signals. You can also give signals, but that's the masculine part, right? That's the 3D, the actual, you know, picking things up and setting them down, doing the work, chopping the wood, carrying the water. But there must be a balance within us all, right? I guess there doesn't have to be, but if you're on a journey towards finding that balance, this is the wisdom that's coming through for you. Okay, the feminine must have boundaries. It cannot be completely open all of the time. You have to have some sort of boundary. And the masculine, of course, must have restraint. You can't push too hard. You can't force people to do things, right? Okay. Let's see what tarot wants to come out. We haven't even gotten to the tarot, guys. This is all oracle messages straight from Spirit, which is awesome. It's super cool. Thank you, Spirit and Source and Higher Self and guides and all of the things. Let's see. Day-to-day life stuff. I feel like we had the main lesson. Now we're going to put it into practice. Interesting. Is anything going to come out right now? I'm going to do this. Okay. 3 piles. I'm just going to pull the top card from each one. We have the Page of Swords. That's the information dealer. 10 of Swords. And the King of Cups. Oh yeah. 10 of Swords being that reset, the activation, the information downloads here. The Page of Swords, this is working with that second energy here that was, yeah, it's like sharing of beliefs or like having conversations with this outside energy, trying to discern the truth, right? And everybody's searching for their own truth. And then we have the King of Cups, which is this other sage human wizard, right? Working with this ocean. It's a very rocky ocean storm, oceanic storm, which I'm also seeing there's like broken pillars or some sort of ruins in the water. And that was the old paradigm, the old structures that are falling away now. And it's because this rush of emotions is coming in and flooding the world, forcing people to wake up now, to start their journey, or else they may choose to remain asleep. But there's something about you mastering your own energy, your emotions, the spiritual journey that you've been on is going to come into play. It says sage here, like you're someone who has loads of wisdom within you that you are now sharing openly. I feel like people are coming to you, the receptive energy, and you're giving back. It's very equal and balanced, or at least this is the goal, right? What did I say in the beginning? I feel like that's my new intro, like every time. Message from Spirit to help you guide you on your path towards balance, peace, and harmony, okay? And when we do this, that's when the magic starts happening. when you heal your inner child, when you start playing in the world, just being free, flying with your wings, being this embodiment, this expression of spirit, you find your place, you find your passions, you find fulfillment, you have relationships with others, you're sharing this way of life. I mean, this is so beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Is this everything? Oh yeah, let's finish it up with just a little angel message here. I'm gonna split the deck. Rebirth. It's like the world is being reborn right now. We're about to step out of the 9 and into the 10. The clock takes over. It resets to 1. It's a big step. I'm in constant bloom. I am refreshed, rejuvenated, and reborn. That's a beautiful energy. It may cut off, so thank you so much for being here. But I'm going to read this. Peace, love, and healing upon you. You have entered a period of spiritual awakening and rebirth, where you have the opportunity to align with your higher self and the overarching principles that guide you. The angels say to be prepared to be the best that you can be. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.